Hey guys, so for this video, I'm going to talk about the importance of going to Mass every Sunday. Ever since the Old Testament, when Moses got the Ten Commandments, God stated that it was important to keep the Sabbath. It was important to go to Mass and, keep his day holy, make his day a day of rest. And resting on Sunday in general is a whole nother issue. But at the very least, you should go to Mass even if you have some other things to do and you're not really staying home, resting, and, making it more of a prayerful day, which is really what it should be, a day of some meditations and things like that. I can't say I'm perfect about that myself because I'm definitely not. But going to Mass is at least very important, or going to a Saturday vigil Mass, because what happens is God has made us a certain way to where we need to receive the Eucharist. We need to receive his body and blood. Otherwise, we're not going to feel truly fulfilled. You'll always feel a little bit empty no matter what you do and no matter how close you try and get to him. And you won't be able to be nearly as close to him if you don't go to Mass and you don't receive the Eucharist. So it is very important, and trust me, it really makes a difference. And I really found this out because for most of my life I really haven't gone to Mass every Sunday like I should have. And then when there was this girl I was with for a couple of years, and I talked about this in another video, same girl, for a while we were actually going to Mass together on Sundays, and sometimes it was just us and sometimes it would be with her family too. And after we broke up, obviously I stopped going with her, but I kind of just stopped going for the most part because I didn't really have anybody that wanted to go with me, and at the time my parents were just being kind of lazy about it too, and they really didn't want to go. And so for the last couple months I really wasn't going to Mass, maybe all the way from like October to May or something like that. I really wasn't going to Mass every Sunday. There might have been some Sundays in some of those months where I didn't even go at all, and I could definitely tell it was bothering me. It's one of God's rules that we really try to ignore. We try to think that it's not important, or that we can just get around it, and that we really don't have to go at all, or we don't really have to go every Sunday. You keep wanting to think that, but the problem is it's really not true. You really do have to go every Sunday. It's going to make a huge difference in your life when you do go every Sunday. And it was making a huge difference in my life when I was going with my girlfriend, and it makes a huge difference in my life now that I've been going every Sunday. I've to the point where I've truly realized it in my heart, and I refuse not to go every week. When I'm getting close to the weekend, there's a bunch of things I want to go do, but I'm always planning what time I'm going to go to Mass, whether I'm going on Saturday, I'm going early Sunday morning or Sunday evening. I'm sitting there planning that, and I'm making God a priority. I'm making going to his house, going to his Mass a priority, because I know he loves me, and, especially since he gave his only son to die on the cross for us. The least we can do is take some time to spend with him. It's only an hour. It's really not that much out of your life. And it's an hour of greatness. It's an hour to be fulfilled, to hear God's word, to really help you to get closer to him. It's not like it's some hour of your life that's going to be wasted. It's an hour of perfect, it's just an hour that's very great. It's something that really is a big deal. And just besides going to Mass on Sunday, I want to stress a little bit the importance of sometimes going to daily Mass, or just praying a little bit more in general. I've had a couple experiences with daily Mass or special Masses around holidays, and it's all been great experiences. One came this summer when I went to this Theology of the Body camp in June. It was 4 days, and when they gave us a schedule the first day, it showed that we were going to Mass that night, and then we were going to have Mass for the next 3 days too, and we were also doing like some Liturgy of the Hours and different things like that. So we were doing like morning and evening prayer, and there was just a bunch of time times where we were doing these things instead of doing activities or having some kind of session or something like that. And at first, I was a little disappointed. I was like, why do we have to do it that much? Why are we at Mass all 4 days? Why can't we just do it like the first day and the fourth day? Why are we doing this? But then at the end, I was completely glad that I went to Mass all 4 days. I felt a huge difference, and especially that week when Friday came around and I didn't go to Mass Friday because, retreat's over and I'm, back home. I had work that day. I felt a little empty, I was like, I really wish I would have had time to go to Mass today. That would have been great. I would love to go to Mass every single day because it was really good spending all that time with God. It felt awesome. And the other experience I've had is around Easter time when one time I went to a Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Holy Saturday, and Easter Sunday Mass and masses. And I did that with that girl I was with and her family, and it was actually a really great experience. I think it was partly the church that we went to. It wasn't the normal one that we went to. Her brother happened to be singing in the choir just for those few masses. He was getting paid to be like a special person in the choir. They were kind of adding on to it to make the mass a little nicer. And it's just, even though the masses were long, like I think maybe Holy Thursday was a little closer to being normal, I forget, but then like I think Good Friday was 3 hours. I don't know, like a couple of them were kind of long. And even though they were kind of long, and it feels like it might take a decent amount of time out of your day to spend with God and to, be, just kind of sitting there in the pew and, not really doing too many things, if you're not in the choir or something like that, you feel like you might be kind of bored. But at the same time, it was a really great experience to spend that much time with God over those 4 days. And it was some really beautiful masses, just some of the things that they did. I think like on Good Friday they processed around with a cross, and they had like a bunch of priests and deacons there, and then after they processed with it, they kind of like put it on the altar and they were kissing it or something like that. I'm sure it's kind of normal. I've never really gotten the chance to do it any other time. I'm sure it's a normal Good Friday tradition, but just everything they did was really special. So the most that you can get to Mass, the most that you can meditate, go to adoration, and all these kind of things is very important. But I mean, at the very least, even if you're a really, really busy person, make sure you get to Mass on Sunday or to Saturday Vigil Mass, because it will make a huge difference in your life. God will really see that you're trying to spend an hour with Him. He'll really see that you're trying to seek Him out and that you're really trying to participate in your faith.